Topping today's news, a compendium of 5 bills expected to greatly improve health care in the country. The National Security Minister reacts to allegations of a Defense Force officer sexually molesting a ranger. The Prime Minister shares his thoughts on the historic ICJ climate change ruling and a man bitten by a shark in northern Abaco. This is your JCN Evening News. I'm Jarino Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us. Today in Parliament, the Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Michael Dowell, began debate on a compendium of 5 bills, including the National Health Insurance Bill 2025, the National Health Insurance Chronic Disease Prescription Drug Fund 2025, the Health Promotions and Wellness Bill 2025, the Dental Professional Bill 2025, and the Pharmacy Amendment Bill 2025. Dr. Dowell says the new legislation, they're all expected to transform health care in the country.
In line with our blueprint for change, we are not merely fixing what is broken. We are rebuilding a system so that it works for everyone. These bills reflect our commitment to build a resilient healthcare system that protects every Bahamian, whether you are a senior citizen managing a chronic disease, a single mother trying to become healthier, a student navigating through issues of mental health, or practitioners serving in a remote clinic on one of our beautiful family islands. These reforms matter to them. By eliminating duplication, harnessing digital tools, and investing in prevention, we will reduce out-of-pocket costs for families.
Dr. Dowell described the NHI Bill 2025 as the centerpiece of the compendium of bills. He explains why this is the case.
Patient satisfaction for NHI stands above 90%. And public support for this program is bursting through the seams at 95% and growing. The Bahamian people want national health insurance. A nationwide electronic medical record system has been implemented, which proved vital during the COVID-19 pandemic and continues to support telemedicine and data-driven decision-making platforms. Yet, global healthcare services remain costly, and the financial barriers remain a reality for thousands of Bahamians across the country. Many Bahamians still delay or avoid care because of costs.
Kwesi Thompson, the Free National Movement Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama, said while the opposition supports the bills that build on the work left by the Free National Movement under the 2016 Health Insurance Act, they do have some concerns. One of those concerns is that while the bill addresses cancer screening, the opposition does not think that the new legislation goes far enough to address the treatment of cancer. The Royal Bahamas Defense Force issued a statement last night in reference to an alleged sexual assault that took place involving an instructor and a cadet from Harbour Island in a ranger program. The statement said the officer has been suspended pending investigation. Well, today, outside Parliament, Minister of National Security Wayne Munro reacted to this disturbing news.
A criminal complaint was made. I discovered from their statement that they have a detention period in the Defense Force of 8 days, whereas in the civilian area it's just 5 days. They have investigated. They're going to have a board of inquiry. The purpose of that, over and above dealing with what the Marine officer has done, is to examine the systems that operate, to work out how was this able to happen in the first place, look at the people who had command authority in the event, and make changes so that it could not happen again.
Minister Munro confirmed that the case is being investigated by the Royal Bahamas Defense Force and is currently under a criminal complaint, meaning the police has not been involved at this time.
The Defense Force has an intelligence section that itself deals with matters of its investigations and its persons being engaged with the police. The police can detain you in some instances for up to 5 days. the Defense Force Intelligence Section can detain Marines and officers up to 8 days. And so they exercise their authority to do what is necessary to have a full investigation.
Monroe argued that the public should judge an organization like the Royal Bahamas Defense Force not by whether one or two people are delinquent, but how the organization deals with those matters once they are discovered. For the first time in decades, San Salvador will begin to see much-needed infrastructural developments. The Davis administration, through the Ministry of Works, signed a contract valued at some $52.6 million with GDA Paving and Construction. Prime Minister Philip Davis shared details on the infrastructural upgrades that are to come.
For the first time in this island's history, you will have roads built to last, not just patched to survive. We are also delivering new sidewalks for pedestrian safety, extending from Club Med through town and north to the clinic, so our children, elders, and tourists alike can walk safely along the busy routes. The government marina will be completely transformed, dredged, widened, and equipped to safely accommodate vessels at any tide, in any weather. No more watching the mailboat struggle. No more limited access that cuts this island off from reliable supply and transport.
Charles Seeley II, who represents GDA Paving, gave details on what the works on the island will entail.
The work encompasses 40 miles of road to include the capital Cockburn town and extending to roads across the rest of the island. In addition to repaving, we will install sidewalks for pedestrian safety. These will stretch from Club Med south into town and from Club Med north to the clinic, ensuring that residents, children, and visitors can walk safely and comfortably along these busy routes. We will also be repairing damaged seawalls, installing new seawalls along vulnerable sections of the road, and putting in guardrails and road signage to improve both driver safety and environmental protection along the coast.
GDA Paving and Construction has also been tasked with completing refurbishment to the island's marina, which is currently too shallow to safely accommodate large vessels, including the mailboat that is contracted to serve the island.
At present, boats can only dock during high tide and be accessible at 2 limited points, a serious challenge for reliable supply and transport. To remedy this, we will dredge the marina, widen its entrance, and install cleats along the perimeter to allow boats to tie back securely at any point along the dock. Once completed, the marina will support larger vessels, offer safe shelter for boats during storms, and allow the government to generate revenue from marina operations.
These projects are expected to improve the lives of residents of San Salvador while also creating job opportunities for many of the residents there. Last Wednesday, the International Court of Justice, the ICJ, issued a landmark advisory opinion affirming what the Bahamas and other vulnerable nations have long argued. Major polluting countries have a legal obligation to reduce their emissions and provide support for the damage they have caused. While he released a statement last week, today in Parliament, Prime Minister Philip Davis made a communication on the ruling where he spoke on the significance of the ICJ's ruling.
This is not just a scientific judgment, although the science is clear. It was not just a moral appeal, although the moral case is overwhelming. It was a legal finding, built on decades of treaties, legal principles, and growing recognition that the damage done to small island states like ours is not theoretical. It is real, and it is unjust.
Now, while the ICJ's opinion is advisory and not legally binding, the Prime Minister believes it is a powerful precedent.
It is often said, Madam Speaker, that small countries must shout to be heard. Last week, we were heard, not because we shouted, but because we spoke with clarity, honesty, and purpose. The ruling is advisory, are not binding. That must be acknowledged. But its authority is unquestionable. It draws from the entire body of international environmental law. It provides guidance to future courts, and it offers countries like ours a firm foundation on which to build our case, make our demands, and exercise our diplomacy. Yes. It confirms that climate change is a human rights issue, yes, that the right to life, to housing, to health, and to culture are all affected by environmental degradation.
And finally in this segment, police on Abaco are investigating a reported shark attack that occurred on Monday in waters off Manjack Key, North Abaco, which has resulted in injuries to a male United States national. Police say shortly after 2 p.m., an adult male was reportedly on a vessel with friends with his legs hanging in the water when a shark bit him. The shark eventually released hold of that leg and went somewhere else to look for something to eat. The injured man was transported to the local clinic for medical treatment, where he was later discharged. The victim is expected to make a full recovery. The species of shark remains unclear. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back following these commercials.